This is Greg at Underground Graphics. Today we're going to show you our new kit. We're calling this the Shadow U, the letter U. As you can see, it's in the shape of a U. We've had some requests about the glare on the hoods. Of course, we have our standard blackout, which is the hood piece that comes up here. I took that off. We've been doing some other kits, but we did do this kit this week. It's a 3-piece kit, and the glare on this, what we've been seeing is the glare coming off the insides of the hood, right under those trail sights. So trying to come up with a design that would work well with the hood. We thought this worked very well. We may even add some pieces on the side of the vehicle to kind of complement this piece. Anyway, after trial and error, we think we've got this right where we want to. So we are going to show you the install on it. We're going to go ahead and take this one off, do a fresh install. We'll kind of walk through that. To get us started, I did want to show you the kit, what it's going to look like over here. Again, it's going to be 3 pieces. So you're going to have your hood piece, and then your 2 side pieces. I think that's just right. Yep, just like this. When this is on, these are going to overlap about 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 to 1/4. It depends on how close you get to the marks that we're going to give you. As you can see here, we have a satin hood blackout. I'm going to put that on after this kit so I can show you the difference between matte black and satin black. This is going to be the 3M deep matte black. This is our 3M satin black. And as well, tools to put this on. We're going to need a tape measure or a ruler, some masking tape, a soft squeegee. You will get a squeegee provided to you, but we do not have a felt edge to give out. I would recommend using a soft t-shirt. I've even seen people use masking tape, just something soft that's not going to scratch the vinyl, and that's only when you're on the vinyl itself. You can still use that hard edge as long as you're on this mask. Additionally, we did a video recently about the finish of the mask. This is not the top of the vinyl, this is the mask. So what's under there is going to be your matte black. Pair of scissors, sharp knife, you may not even need that. And again, we're going to clean with alcohol water mix and a couple quick, what do we call these? Soft rags. Microfiber towels. There we go. And again, I use a grease pencil to mark those, the marks. You can use this, you can use tape, whatever it takes to make that mark. Anyway, let's get started. So we're going to go ahead and take this off. Again, this was applied earlier today. Hood's pretty clean, but we'll go ahead and start from scratch. Also, something to note, I've got a clear bra on here, so if you see a line coming through that hood piece, it is the clear bra showing underneath. That is another item that we've got that's been very popular. We got an install video on that as well. It's not too bad of an install. We're going to get this all taped up, and just like anything, we want to measure, then install. We also want to make sure that we put that hood piece overlaps these side pieces. That's for rain, wind, wear. So again, we'll go back just real quick. That alcohol water mix just over that area that we're going to be applying to. So the key number here on this one is 1.5 inches. That's what we're going to come up from the edge of the hood to the top of that piece. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a couple, just kind of get some tape ready. We're going to use that pencil as well. Some for the back. You can never have enough of this tape. So again, we did this kit several times, a couple variations, a couple tweaks to get it where we were very happy with it. There's that 1.5. 1.5. And again, I've got PPF on this, so I'm not worried about that scratching. We can go ahead and put, again, a couple of these down here if you want to kind of mark that line, if it's easier to see. And then you need to go right over that so you don't get that under, or you just wipe that off. Next piece is going to be coming down the top here. And again, that's going to cut, it's going to stop right at the back. You can see right back here, you want just a hair of paint showing, but that edge is right at the back of that hood. We're going to run it all the way down. It's going to come up right on that top edge. You can kind of look into the glare of that and see where you want that to, well, right at the top. I'm just going to tack that there, come back towards the front, make sure I get that line right where I want it. And again, I'm in the garage. One more note, do this inside. Don't want to do this outside in the heat or in the cold. There's about a 1 inch. I've done this too. We can put that 1 inch tape right there and you can kind of see where that mark's going to be. Right about there. Now I'm a little bit over on that edge, almost to the site. And just give it a little pull so that stays straight. And then we can kind of make sure we're where we want it to be. I like to look down the edge of that. So let's get our other piece down. Let's see how that looks. I'm following that just right. So this is the part that's like it's a little bit tricky. Is when we get to the front of this looks like it's going to roll over. We're going to kind of tuck this down just like this. So we're going to want to follow that line. If you want to continue that tape line, you can. Again, it may shift a little bit, so just kind of watch that glare. Follow that same curve, and when you tack this point, you're going to work all that stuff down with that wrap vinyl. It's going to have no problem with any wrinkles. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and tape that front piece on just so you can kind of see how this is going to go together. Like I said, you want to measure this, make sure it's in place. Actually, I've done this a couple times, so I'm ready to just move along with this. But when these are down, you can see that corner. This is going to match up, and this is going to lay right on top of that, about 1/16 to 1/8, maybe. And again, it just depends where that's going to lay. This top end is going to lay right into this. It's all going to fit just like you saw in the first of the video. So Leave that there. I'm gonna go ahead and get some scissors and a squeegee and we'll start going. So I want to make sure too, one of the things I noticed that when I was doing this kit earlier today was I was getting off coming from here to here because I was taking that big piece, laying it and just kind of doing it by hand. I want to make these marks. So again, I like to do this so I can I'm going to break the tape so I'll have a guide to see where that's going to go. I'm going to go and do the front side of this first so I can show you where that kind of follows this curve up here. And again, I did this without this. We're going to go ahead and so again, remember right up to that tape line, give it a little tack. And now we're going to try to follow if you can see what I did, I kind of rolled that down right along that edge, kind of followed that same line. Once I got that down, I'm gonna go and get our flat sides down. We'll come back to this. No pull, just let it lay back in place. We're going to go ahead and pull the mask off of this so that front piece can really get into that groove. So it's important too that we have clean hands. We are going to have to lift the front of this up just a little bit. And again, if you want to come back and mark that spot again, now that we know we have it where we want it, in case we do lift it back up. So you can see using that soft edge, just going to work that down. And if you get, again, this is where you may want that heat gun. You can use a hard edge, just go real light with it. That heat gun will soften this up. And again, light scratches will come out with heat as well. It may look like I'm applying a lot of pressure, but I'm really not. I also have that line in here with my hood PPF. All right, let's hit our other side. I think I did that front piece first, didn't I? Let's go ahead and do that. Well, again, it really doesn't matter which way you start with. I was, this morning, was doing that front piece. Nice scissors. Remember, don't pull hard on this because this will stretch. We're gonna do a little bit of stretching on that hood piece. It's a lot easier it is to stretch than it is to get this stuff to shrink back up. Move right back to that line up at the front. Like on this side, as you can see. And then follow that. And just lightly tack it. Where it starts to get that little wrinkle in there, that's where we're going to pull that mask off. Let's switch sides with you. Normally this kind of wrinkle would scare a lot of people. And again, this film is just amazing. You got the heat gun? There, behind you. Okay. That's just going to soften that up just a little bit. Just slowly work your way down. All right, now we got that centerpiece. And again, this is cut just a hair short so you can pull and kind of shift into place as you need it. But there, we're gonna go ahead and kind of get that lined up on that left side. Come down to that 1.5 inches. Go ahead and just mark that to hold it. Same thing down on our other side. Right there at 1.5 inches up. And if you come down here, you can see we're right at that again. That's, you know, that tape's right underneath that little mark there. If you're looking at this side, it's right on there as well. I can even come back just a little bit. All right, I'm a righty, so I'm gonna start left. Let's start on the right and then work our way left. Again, don't pull too hard, just enough to get on top of that mark. As you can see, I'll show you there in a second, I'm right on that mark. I'm not using a lot of pressure, I just want to get this laid. And here, I'm going to match up with that corner. It's a little bit of a pull, I mean just a little bit, that's all it takes. And leave that corner lifted. We're gonna pull again, just like we did in the front, we're gonna pull off that mask and hand lay that little corner to match up with the bend of that. This side's gonna need a little bit pull. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If you look there in that corner, I'm a little bit off. So I can pull that out just a little bit and really just set it right where I want it. This side's going to have a little bit of pull to meet that piece. That one laid down perfect. Let's get this one. That difference may be, again, the shift in this. It may be this was 1/8 of an inch off from the other side, but Now, once you've got this down, again, this isn't staying on mine, but you do want to go back with a heat gun. You want to post heat this about 180 degrees, get it nice and hot. That way you'll see if there's any it's going to set that adhesive, and you want, that's going to make sure that doesn't lift, it doesn't come back up. It'll also show if you've got any spots that you didn't get a good tack down on. And remember, use that soft squeegee when you're on the vinyl by itself. But you can see, I don't know if you can really see with that camera what that seam looks like. And I wish we could do that seamless, and we can here, but that's a big piece of vinyl. I don't think that's something you want to try to do by yourself. Again, we want our kits to be easy to install for you, the consumer. We're using the best vinyl we can. I want to do these install videos to show you that it is doable. If you feel uncomfortable with it, reach out to your local wrap guy. Most sign shops can do this. And if you have any questions, always reach out, give us a call, email, leave a comment. I try and check that as much as I can. And I'm going to quickly do that hood piece as a bonus and show you guys the difference between that matte black and the satin black. The matte black is our choice. It's the purpose of the non-glare. Satin black is going to have a little bit of glare to it. I've had the question, does this match the first edition stripes and graphics or the Wild Track? I don't know. We haven't had one in. We do offer a film. It's a 3M calendared control tack, so it is still air release, but it is a calendared film. We don't recommend it for long-term use, but on the Dodge T-Rex, it was a better match. So we would always suggest going with the matte black just for the purpose of function. And again, we've already got a video on this hood piece. These are also cut to fit, really easy install. Gino, can you pull that tape up for me and give me about 1/8 of an inch? Right there. Just like with most star kits, you want to do this with the hinge method technique. I know we didn't wipe down that top of that hood, but so same thing. I'm going to do that cut method where I want that break in there so I can still see where to come back down. I hope my hands are clean because I just touched the adhesive of that. Again, I can't stress how important it is to keep those hands clean. Lay that right back up to that tape line. Still got some adhesive on there from the last hood graphic we did, so you'll see a little bit of that. I hope this gives you guys a good idea of that color, that difference in color. And those little spots there, again, that's where that heat gun's gonna come in handy. I don't know if you can see those little bumps. That's probably from me touching the bottom side of that. Anyway, there's a good shot of the satin black. Hopefully you can kind of get a good idea of what that looks like compared to the matte. I can see it from here. I can see the sheen from the lights in that film. It's not a gloss, but it's just enough that I can see a sheen of that. Where versus the matte black, it's nothing. That's why we like the matte. Keep in mind, your matte films are going to be a little more high maintenance. There is no laminate on that to protect, so you're going to want to always keep that clean. Quick detail, you can ceramic coat those. So with this kit, really didn't intend to use both pieces. This is the first time we've had them both together. Not too bad. I think I would still do this by itself, but if you're wanting the full coverage of getting the hood blackout, those would be a good combo. Of course, if you're doing a lot of off-roading, we can always wrap the whole hood for you. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Be sure to like and subscribe, and see you next time.